We are back. We back. Yes. Welcome back to another episode. I am your boy, Southern Cal, one half of that No Gloves podcast. Shout out to my co-host, my brother, 9 Million Mills. Yes. Don't come up in here without hitting that like, that subscribe button. Don't do it. If you're gonna come up in here, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button and that notification bell. Don't do your boy that way, man. Come on now. Help your boy out. Help your boy out. Need that from you now. Yeah. Back to regular schedule programming. We back, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm here to talk to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Or, get some things off my chest real quick. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about the effects of a 9-to-5. And, the things that I'm currently, experiencing on my 9-to-5. And I think I speak for a lot of people. I think a lot of people experience these things on their 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? And, we get up every day. A lot of people, get up every day. And they go out and do what they don't want to do in order to keep the bills paid, keep food on the table, whatever your situation is. I go to work. I work at night. I work overnight. And I can tell you, man, I absolutely hate it. I don't like it. But, when you got responsibilities, you got bills, you got kids, you got to go out and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But I hate it. Getting up out of my bed at 10 o'clock at night, working until 7 o'clock in the morning, and only getting paid chump change for it. Only getting paid chump change, pocket change. And you just think to yourself, man, that there's got to be more to life than this. I know I'll be 40 next month in July, and when I look back on my life, I've been on this earth for 40 years and still trying to figure it out. Still trying to figure life out. That's and that, it shames me because I know that I'm worth more. I'm worth more than just going to some raggedy ass 9-to-5 and only getting paid chump change, scraps, pennies. And it sucks, man. Because these people don't care about you on these companies. These companies don't care about you. They can fire you at will. This is the state of Alabama. State of Alabama, man, they can fire you at will. Alabama is an at will state. Florida's an at will state as well. I don't know about any other state, but I know Alabama and Florida are at will states, which means that they don't need a reason to fire you. They can just wake up one morning and just say, hey, I want to fire this person here and, be done. You know what I'm saying? You come to work and you done. You know what I'm saying? So these are at will states, man. And I don't know about you, man, but I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of working a 9-to-5. I'm sick and tired of going to work and being constantly told what to do. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sick of going to work and being around people who I don't want to be around. Being around people who I really don't like for real. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's a lot of y'all out there who are sick of going to work every day and being around people who you don't really want to be around, being around people you don't really like for real. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be around this person because this person is too messy. You don't want to be around this person because this person got a bad attitude. You don't want to be around this person because this person, he musty all the time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you don't want to be around these people. You know what I'm saying? And we just gotta. There comes a time, you know, where we gotta start using our own minds, thinking for ourselves. You know, and I know for me, when I go to work, I do the bare minimum. When I'm at work, I can't even lie. I'm just gonna be real with you. I do the bare minimum when I'm at work because I work according to how I get paid. I'm only gonna work according to how they pay me. I'm only getting paid chump change right now. I'm talking about pennies, nothing that I can really truly live on. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna pay me, if you're only gonna pay me chump change, then you won't get that much out of me. You know, and companies gotta understand that when you don't pay your employees much of anything, they're not gonna be motivated to come to work. You know what I'm saying? You know, because these are, you know, multi-billion-dollar companies who have the money to pay you more, but they just don't, because this is how the rich stay rich, by keeping you good and broke. This right here is how the higher ups, this is how the higher ups stay rich. This is how the higher ups stay living those lavish lifestyles or whatever, because, you know what I'm saying, by keeping you good and broke. Good and broke. You know, I know when I was living in South Florida, and I was at work one time, and they threw a baby shower for one of the managers there. She was pregnant. You know, I think she was either she was married or she was getting married, and they threw a whole baby shower for. I'm talking about went all out for this person. Now, mind you, this person, she was already in a great position financially. Financially, she was good, but they went and they threw a whole baby shower for her. And I'm just like, you know what? Why not throw a baby shower for somebody who's actually in need of it? Why not choose one of the regular employees here who are struggling, you know what I'm saying, and say, you know what, this person is pregnant. She's a single mother. She's pregnant, and, you know, she's trying her best or whatever. So you know what? We're going to give this baby shower to her. We're going to spend this money on her. Why not just do it this way? But because this person was a higher up, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to treat the regular employees like higher ups. You know, I saw something recently that said your boss will never pay you enough to live on. Your boss will only pay you enough to keep, they don't want to pay you just enough to keep you coming back the next day. And that's just, and it's real talk. It's real talk. They're only going to pay you enough to keep you coming back the next day. Just enough. Just enough to keep you good and broke and tired. So whenever you get off work, you don't want to do nothing else because you're too tired to do anything else. Because you just work a 10-hour shift. You just work the 12-hour shift. You just work the 16-hour shift. So when you get off work, you don't want to do nothing else. You're tired. You're too tired to do anything else. So all you want to do is, you know, Netflix and chill, you know, and watch movies until the movie start watching you. So you don't really have time to work on anything else, because that's what 9-to-5s are designed for. They're designed to keep you tired, so that you don't want to work on your own stuff. You don't, you know, because I know if y'all anything like me, I have goals, I have dreams of my own that I'm trying to pursue, that I want to do, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to have something to pass down to my kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to do when you spend the majority of your time working somebody else's job. You don't want to do it. It's a struggle for me to get up and make these videos. But I make them because I'm trying to go somewhere in life, because I'm trying to go somewhere with this YouTube stuff. I want this YouTube thing to be my bread and butter. So you know what? I just turn my camera on and I talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to run my podcast. I want to have a successful podcast. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, we get this, you know, the podcast that I'm doing now has been in the works for years. It's been in the works since 2019, 2020. So like 5-6 years. This thing has been in the works. You know what I'm saying? So I want this to be my bread and butter because I want to be my own boss. I want to be a thinker instead of, just being somebody's worker for the rest of my life. I don't want to be 60 years old and still having to work somebody's job making pennies. And with nothing to show for it. With nothing to show for it, man. I just don't want to, man. My grandma shared something with me about a month or so ago that she worked on her job. She worked a church's chicken job. That's how she raised me. That's how the bills got paid. And she worked that job for 30 plus years. Now, granted, it was a different time at that time when she was growing up, so they were making a lot less money than what, we make today. You know what I'm saying? But she said that, she worked that job and retired after working that job for 30 plus years and was only making $7 and some change. After 30 plus years of work, she retired making only $7 and some change. And I'm just like, whoa, how did you do it for that long? And she was like, we did it because we had to. See, they didn't have the type of resources then that we have now today. And it motivated me. It motivated me to do more because I saw my grandma get up and go to work every day. She worked hard, she busted her behind and was only getting paid chump change. But even now, if she made the higher-ups, the owners, she made these people rich. But I guarantee you that right now, she can't go and call these people whenever she knows if her light bill needs to be paid. She can't go and call these people and say, hey, I'm having trouble with my light bill. Can y'all pay my light bill? Even though she worked and made y'all rich. Even though she worked hard and busted up behind and made these people millions. I guarantee you that right now she can't go to them and say, hey, I need my water bill paid. I need my lights paid. I'm really struggling. And it's sad. I have an uncle who worked for a company, worked for his company for 35 years since I was a kid. I saw him go to work every day. He never took no days off, was never late for work or none of that. You know what I'm saying? None of it. And after 35 years of being dedicated to that company, they fired him. They just fired him out of nowhere. They fired him. When I found that out, that hurt me. It hurt me for him because I know how loyal and dedicated he was to that company and gave 35 years of his life to that company. For them to just let him go like nothing. 35 years of his life gone down the drain. And it just goes to show you that no matter how long you've been working for a company, when these companies don't need you no more, they gonna let you go. The minute they don't need you no more, they gonna let you go. I've seen it happen. When I worked in South Florida, this old lady, you know what I'm saying? She was a door greeter. She was a door greeter, but the thing is that what happened was they changed the system in the store or whatever to where, there was no longer a door greeter and cashier. There was, what I'm saying, everybody was one now. You no longer have the job code of being a door greeter and the job code of being a cashier. Everything was now all front end. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to put her on the register. This lady is in her 70s, 80s. And they wanted to put her on the cash register to see if she can lift 50 pounds. You know damn well that old lady cannot lift no 50 pounds. You know this. Okay, and I even suggested that, okay, why not just go ahead and change her job code over, but just keep her at the door, because that's all she knows how to do. And she really needed that job at the time. She couldn't do what was required, so they got rid of her. Because they didn't need her no more. And they just gave her a severance pay of like $20,000. Which is no money in this day and time. $20,000 is nothing in this day and time. You know, so I've seen how companies do people. And I just know that I just don't want that to be me. I don't want to be 70, 80 years old still relying on somebody to give me something, still depending on somebody to give me something. Still depending on somebody to put money in my hand. The thing about it is, you would never get rich working for somebody else. Never. Being rich only comes by ownership. That's something I heard Kevin Samuel say. What would happen if we just took that kind of mindset, you know what I'm saying, that kind of mindset, and went out and started betting on ourselves? We went out and said, you know what, I'm going to start investing in myself and in my ideas so that I can become my own boss. I can become my own brand. I can become my own thing. And I can make millions off of this. You know, and this is what I'm in the process of doing now through this. You know, through this and through other things that I have going on outside of here. You know, I wanna be able to make money. I want to be able to just make money just by turning my camera on. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting back, just turning my camera on and just talking to my people, talking to y'all, and just venting to y'all, or, you know what I'm saying, like encouraging y'all and this and that, man. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to make money hand over fist just by doing that. You know, and other things that I want to do. I want my podcast to be my bread and butter. I also have a reselling business that I want to be my bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? I want to do, these are all things that I want to do. I want to own my own companies. You know what I'm saying? About being a boss and own my own companies and becoming a thinker instead of having the mentality of a worker for the rest of my life. And I know that the people, man, some of y'all listening to this right now, seeing this video right now, can relate to this. Y'all are in these same situations, man, and y'all have these great ideas, these crazy ideas, but your 9 to 5 is holding you back. This is why I always say, man, a 9 to 5 is a dream killer. It's a dream killer. No matter how high you rise up in the company you work for, you will never be a boss. You can still be fired. You can still lose your job at any given time. You're only a boss. You're only the boss if you don't have a boss. If you still have somebody else over you who can fire you and who is in control and who has your career in their hands, and they can pull the plug on you at any given time, then you are not a boss. Because bosses can't get fired. The only person who can fire a real boss is themselves. Nobody can fire a boss, a real boss. And that's what I'm on a mission to be. I'm on a mission to be a real boss, to where I don't have a boss. Nobody can tell me what to do. This is my thing. Nobody can tell me what to do. The only people who tell me what to do, the only people I work for now are the customers. The only people who I work for now are my listeners, are my subscribers. I work for you all. to give y'all, to continue to give y'all content, to give y'all good content, to work hard to give y'all good content. Things that talk about things that I know that people can relate to, that I know that y'all understand because I'm speaking y'all language. Y'all can relate to me because I speak your language. Because I whatever y'all are going through, I either been there or I'm probably going through it now. You know, this is my mission. This is what I'm trying to do in life. I just encourage people to, I just encourage y'all, man. I encourage y'all to start thinking for yourselves. Start betting on yourselves. Start betting on yourselves. Have something that you can pass down to your kids, that can be passed down from generation to generation, something that is very lucrative and can be passed down from generation to generation. You know, the Bible talks about this. The Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. It's the man I strive to be every day, because I want to be able to leave an inheritance for my children's children. Companies like Walmart, Sam's Club, you know, Publix, you know, Target, you know, the people who own these companies, you know what I'm saying, man, their grandkids, not only are they rich, but man, their grandkids are going to be rich. Their great-grandkids are going to be rich. Their great-great-great-great-great-grandkids are going to be rich. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go down from, it's going to pass down from generation to generation to generation. And this is something that we should start building for ourselves. Instead of being a player on the basketball team, why not see how you can be the one who owns the basketball team? Instead of being a player for the football team, why not see how about being the person who owns that football team? Or whatever it is. Why not try to be the person who owns that company? There's money out here to be made. There's money out here to be made for everybody. There's plenty of money to be made out here. You know what I'm saying? We just cannot go to work and be afraid of losing our jobs every day. We can't go to work stressed every day, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if we're going to have our jobs. Man, I'm in trouble and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, where you can't even do certain things without being questioned all the time. You can't even go to the restroom without somebody coming to look for you and this and that, without somebody being on your heels all the time. When you got to go to work and work with that manager who you know that don't like you, who's always singling you out all the time. When you got to go to work with that person and be around that person who you know you don't like for real because this person here on some shady type of stuff or whatever, and the minute that they say something to you, you're going to swing on them and you're going to lose your job anyway. That's not, you know, a good place to be in. So we have to start betting on ourselves. We have to, you know, we have to find an idea, whatever ideas that we have, you know, start investing into those ideas. The same type of time that you put in on somebody else's clock to make somebody else rich, you know what I'm saying? You go and you clock in on your own time. You know what I'm saying? You put that work in to make yourself rich. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm clocked in on my own time. Because I know that, man, look, if I can get up out of my bed at 10 o'clock at night and go and work for these people to help make their dreams come true, then, man, I can put just that much amount of time and clock in on my own thing, on my own clock, and, you know, to make myself and my family rich. That's my goal. You know, I always say this right here. I tell myself this all the time, that it's not the point of it's not the dying that scares me. Because we all have an expiration date coming up. We all do. I do, you do, we all do. You know what I'm saying? Every day that we wake up, from the moment our eyes fly open, we are one day closer to our expiration date. And your expiration date could be, I pray that your expiration date is a long, long, long time from now. Your expiration date could be 20, 30 years from now. But the fact still remains that every day you wake up, you're one day closer to it. From the moment you are born and the doctor slapped you on your ass you begin dying. There's an expiration date coming up for you. You know what I'm saying? So, so the thing about it is with me, it's not the dying that scares me. It's dying knowing that I left my family nothing. It's dying knowing that I left my family nothing but a bunch of bills. Knowing that my kids won't have their own table to eat from. So they're going to have to go and beg a total complete stranger for a spot at their table. That's what scares me the most out of everything, because I know and I've already accepted that, hey, I'm not going to be around forever. I'm not going to always be here. But I'm going to have kids that's still here after me. You know what I'm saying? My kids are still going to be here after me. And I don't want them to struggle the way that I did, so I want to pave the way for my kids. So me doing this and talking to y'all and taking this YouTube thing a lot more seriously, you know what I'm saying, and being more consistent now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do, to have something to pass down to my kids, so that, you know what I'm saying, when I am on my deathbed, I can pass this down. And it's going to be very and even more lucrative for my kids. And they would never have to call somebody else a boss. They would never have to have a boss. Never have to go and work for somebody. I don't ever want my kids to have to go and depend on somebody else to give them something. I want to teach them how to get it for themselves. I want to teach my son, you know what I'm saying, because my oldest son is starting kindergarten next year. He'll be 5 years old next year. So he'll be starting kindergarten real soon. And I want to instill certain things in him even from a child. That if he has a bunch of pencils and pens in his book bag, and one of his friends that he goes to school with comes and asks him, can they borrow a pencil? No, well, you can't borrow it from me, but you can rent it from me. You can rent it from me, you know what I'm saying? You can rent it from me for a quarter, and you can have it for 50 cents. For 50 cents, you can buy it from me for 50 cents. These are things that I want to, this is what is going to instill, I'm going to instill that hustler's mentality into my son. So when he's going to be a hustler in his own right. And I'm going to instill the same thing in my other son. I have another son who's a year old. But when he gets older, as long as I still have breath in my body, when he gets older, I'm going to teach him the same exact thing. Listen, this is what, you know what I'm saying, this is what you can do, son. When they ask you, can they borrow this? No, you can rent it from me. You can rent it from me for a quarter. And you can buy it from me for 50 cents. That's going to instill the hustler's mentality in them, so that they won't have to depend on nobody else but themselves and rely on nobody else to just give them something. But no, they're going to be hustlers in their own right. The legal way, of course. But they're going to be hustlers in their own right. They're going to grow up and they're going to run their own businesses. They're going to be super young and already got people working for them. You know what I'm saying? I want to teach my sons that no, you be the one who writes the checks. Instead of you receiving a check from somebody, you be the one to go and write the checks. You're going to be the one who signs the paychecks. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be the one who signs the paycheck. You're going to be the one who, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to excuse me, you know what I'm saying? My stomach growl. I got to give me something to eat after this. But I wanted to come do this blog and talk to y'all real quick, man. But I'm starving. I'm going to go and feed my face after this. But these are things that I want to instill into my kids, into my kids, into, you know what I'm saying, my daughter is 18 years old. She's doing good, and she's getting on her own. I'm proud of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? But I want to teach my sons those skills. You know, so that they can be hustlers in their own right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever want, one of my goals in life is to teach my sons to never have a boss. To be their own bosses. Because you can make a whole lot more money being your own boss. And you can provide for your families a whole lot better by being your own boss. But you can't be lazy. You have to have that hustler's mentality. You have to have that hustler's mindset in order for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But these are things that I want to instill into my sons, into my people, so that they won't have to go and work a 9-to-5. Working a dead-end 9-to-5 job, only getting paid scraps. They get paid the leftovers. This is what I want for my people. You know, I know y'all can relate to what I'm saying right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I feel like this, man. Forget a 9-to-5, man. F a 9-to-5. I refuse to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of my life. I refuse to go get on these people's clocks and let these people tell me what to do every day, all day for the rest of my life. I refuse to do that. I want to use my mind now instead of using my body, instead of using my physical. No, I want to use this right here. This right here is the strongest muscle in our bodies. Your brain, this is the strongest muscle in your body. We have to start using this. You know what I'm saying? This is what the school systems don't teach. The school systems don't teach you this. The school system only teach you how to go and work for somebody else. They don't have a curriculums for entrepreneurship. No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? But they need more, curriculums for entrepreneurship in schools today to you know what I'm saying, to teach them how to go out and get it for themselves. How to go out, you know what I'm saying, to be their own bosses. Because they don't say, they don't tell you to graduate school and go to college to become your own boss. No, they tell you to graduate school, go to college, get a degree, just to go and work for somebody else. That's what these schools prepare you to do. Get a job, you know what I'm saying, go to school, get your education, get your diploma, go to college, get a degree, just to go and work for somebody else. Because that's the way the school system was designed. You know what I'm saying? John D. Rockefeller was the founder of the Board of Education. And with his vision and his goal and his vision was, he even said this, that his goal and his vision for this, you know what I'm saying, he said that he didn't want to have a nation of thinkers. He only wanted to create a nation of workers. Not a nation of thinkers. People who can think for themselves. But people who are going to, people who we can prepare to go and be workers and work for somebody else for the rest of their lives and die broke and leave their families behind, leave their families with a whole bunch of nothing, with a whole bunch of bills. Leave their families with no wills, but a bunch of bills though. So this is what the school system teaches. They don't teach entrepreneurship. But that's something that they need to start teaching more of. They need to start teaching more entrepreneurship. How to go out and be millionaires by getting it for yourself and not having to go and work somebody else's job and beg somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's modern day slavery. Just to, you know what I'm saying, and just to receive a paycheck, pretty much nothing. And once you cash that paycheck, the whole paycheck is gone before you cash it. Because you got rent to pay. You got lights, you got water, you got you got phone bill, you got car insurance, you know what I'm saying, you got whatever, you know what I'm saying, you got internet. You know what I'm saying? Then don't let your car break down. Now you got to figure out how you're going to get your car fixed. Because you ain't got no money. Now you got to figure out where you're going to get the money to get your car fixed. So these are things that, I don't want to have to struggle with this for the rest of my life. I refuse to. I don't know about y'all, but man, I refuse to do this. I refuse to go to work and work somebody's 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, for pennies. But they expect you to do all this hard work, but don't want to pay you nothing. They expect you to go in and go above and beyond, but only want to pay you chump change to do so. When you go home, you're tired, your body is hurt, your back hurt, and all this and that, but they only paying you $15 an hour. Come on, man. Every time you go to a certain place, it's this place. We have a Little Caesars here. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go to Little Caesars, I see a different face. A different face. And there are times where that Little Caesars has to close down early because they're short on employees. And I'm like, yeah. And the reason why is because you don't pay your employees nothing. When you're only paying your employees $10, $11 an hour, what do you expect? They don't want to come to work and work for no $10, $11 an hour. So you can't expect much out of you cannot expect much to get much out of your employees when you're only paying them scraps. You can't expect to get much out of your employees when you're only paying them $15 an hour. That's nothing. When I used to work in Pensacola, you know what I'm saying? This manager told me, "Oh yeah, I know you used to be a team lead, so I know you. So I need you to put that same effort in now that that you did when you was a team lead." I said, "Okay, well I'll do it when you start paying me some team lead money." You want me to go above and beyond and put all this effort in and do the things of a team lead, but you don't want to pay me team lead money. You can't expect me to go and put this effort in and as a team lead do all this when you're only paying me $16 an hour. That's nothing. You're only paying me chump change. You want me to put in a team lead's effort? Pay me some team lead money. And I'll gladly do it. I'll gladly put the team lead effort in. They demand so much from you, but won't even give you a raise. And when they do give you a raise, it's a 10-cent raise, 50-cent raise. Come on, man. Oh, what are we going to do with that? Oh, gosh, yeah. For your, oh, man. Oh, you guys have worked so hard. Oh, man. And because you guys work so hard, we're going to throw you this nice pizza party. We're going to get pizza for everybody. Man, forget that pizza. Give me a raise. If you really want to show me that you appreciate me for my hard work, give me more money. I don't care about no pizza. I can go get pizza. Give me more money. I want more money. But that's too much like the right thing to do. So they don't do it. So that's just my rant for the day. Y'all go off in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this. Once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. I'm gonna go and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Brother hungry, brother starving. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go and buy me something to cook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I, I appreciate y'all for letting me vent and for allowing me to just to get things off my chest or whatever. This is what I like. I like to get things off my chest here. All right? But this your boy Southern Cal. I'll holler at y'all later on. All right? Gone.